Reactive training systems.
I've posted a couple videos this week with deload as part of the subtext. You know, I post a video and say, hey, this is part of my deload week. And people rightly kind of roll their eyes a little bit because the weights that I'm posting are pretty heavy and I'm doing a moderately heavy single, or you know, I'm still training with relatively heavy weights for reps, or what people perceive as heavy weights for reps. And so people are justifiably a little bit confused as to what the heck am I talking about deload week. We do deloads a little bit differently at RTS in general. Anytime we do any of these videos, it's always in general because we, for the most part, customize our programs to fit the athletes that we're working with. So usually when we do a deload week, it's not quite what most people would think of when they think deload. When most people hear deload week, they think easy week. That's not how we do it really at all. I mean, ask any of our athletes. They're not easy. What they are is a little bit lower stress and a little bit lower volume. Normally, the reason that we would do a deload week is because we're accumulating some stress, or if we're not accumulating some stress, we want to have some lower volume to restore a little bit of volume sensitivity. It's not as dramatic of an effect as you would get from, say, a restoration block or something like that, but it's noticeable. It's helpful for continued progression. So that's why we would normally plan a deload week. So with that in mind, you know, it follows that when you're setting up this kind of a deload, reduction in volume is your primary mechanism. Now, if you want to maintain strength at least as much as possible, you can maintain some high output reps, you know, just to maintain your ability to display that strength. Now, the reduction in volume will allow you to recover and will allow you to kind of restore balance to your body. That's not the only thing that we do, though. Also, something that we've done with our deload weeks, since there's a reduction in volume and that allows you to recover, there's also a small surplus in training time at this point. Because of that small surplus in training time, we want to use that to hit some things that we otherwise wouldn't have time to hit normally. Usually time constraints a factor for almost everybody. So during a deload week, when we have a little bit of extra time, we're going to do some movement patterns that we normally don't have time to do. This is going to help our athletes stay healthy and stay durable, and maintain that ability to tolerate higher volumes when they get into the loading blocks. Now, what I mean by neglected movement patterns and this sort of stuff that we do during the deload weeks, I'm talking about things that are rotational in nature, things that are like single leg work. A lot of rows for us in our normal programs get pushed off and neglected during the course of a normal loading block. So these restoration blocks and deload weeks are prime times to focus on those types of movements. So that's a bit how we construct our deload weeks. It's lower stress overall, and even though we're kind of backfilling some of that lower stress with alternate movement patterns, there's not enough of it, and it's not high intensity enough, it's not taxing enough to really contribute much to the fatigue debt. So the overall stress of the week is less. That allows our athletes to recover. We do some things to facilitate their durability, a little bit of injury prevention, and hopefully a little bit of return of some volume sensitivity. And that way when they get back into the next loading block, they're fresh, they're ready to go, and their body is adaptable.
Reactive training systems.